Hi, I'm Joe Basilone. I'm the owner of Perkolator Cafe here at 6032 West Irving Park Road in the Portage Park neighborhood of Chicago. In addition to owning Perkolator, we've also got 3 other shops in the neighborhood. Sputnik Books and Records, to my right here, is a book and record store that we opened about a year after we opened the cafe. Gave us the opportunity to add a little bit more to the neighborhood and also have a few extra seats for our customers in the back. In addition, about 3 years before we opened Perkolator, we opened Thrift and Thrive, which is a resale shop and a vintage store located at 6025 West Irving Park Road. We've been there for 7 years now. My wife and I started out with the goal of just providing a nice place for the neighborhood to come together, sort of like a trading post, get rid of stuff that they didn't want and maybe find a few things to take home. And then a year ago, also down the block from Thrift and Thrive, we opened Charlie Noble, which is a chef-driven gourmet sandwich shop, also right here in the heart of the Portage Park, Irving, Austin Business District. Let me take you for a walk inside. So here we are inside of Perkolator Cafe my wife and I built 4 years ago with the intention of making it the cornerstone of the neighborhood. It's pretty amazing to see that 4 years later, organically that's kind of taken shape. When we first opened up, we only offered a few different types of drinks and a couple of different sandwiches, but over the years our menu has grown extensively. We have a full food menu where breakfast is really our specialty. You'd be remiss to come to Perkolator without having a breakfast burrito or at least a veggie bagel. In addition to that, we've also got some great fresh baked pastries, baked in-house locally at 4 different bakeries, all local to the northwest side and delivered fresh every single day. In addition to our food, our coffee menu really takes center stage. Of course, we have all the favorites and all the classics, but in addition to that, we rotate out some great drinks on a seasonal basis. And these are drinks that our baristas and our bar manager come up with regularly to kind of keep things interesting and play with flavors of the season. Right now, probably my favorites are the cucumber mint and lime agua fresca and the frozen strawberry lemonade. In addition to our food and drinks, we worked exclusively with 2 different roasters, one here in Chicago, Metropolis Coffee Company, to come up with about 85% of our own custom roasts and blends. In addition to that, we worked with some friends up in Michigan at Magnum Coffee to provide us with access to really high quality single origins on an annual basis. So we've got a world-class Sumatra that we can get year-round from our friends up in Michigan, and we also highlight things on a weekly basis from our friends at Metropolis, like this bag of Kenya here, using our Origins Select program. About 3 years ago, we acquired a lease to the space adjacent to our cafe with plans of opening up a small coffee roastery. That didn't quite work out the way that we wanted it to, seeing as we're in a 3-story residential building, and to try and get zoning variances and the build out was going to be a lot more costly than we had first anticipated. So with a new signed lease in hand and about 800 square feet of blank space, we had to come up quick with an idea because we certainly didn't need a room full of empty tables and chairs. So kind of born out of nothing was our little satellite store, Sputnik Books and Records. I'll take you for a little walk inside. So while we thought the space was going to be great originally for roasting coffee, it turned out that what we ended up with was 800 square feet of space that we had to figure out a plan for real quickly. Lucky for me, one of my closest friends was getting ready to unload the last of his 5-store record chain. And at the time, you know, he was done being a retailer and I had an extra retail space. So we kind of put our heads together and said, we've got an idea. Here's something that the Portage Park neighborhood needs, a record shop. So for the past 3 years, Sputnik Books and Records has brought some really tasty vinyl to the residents of Portage Park and beyond. We offer 100% of our collection here is used records. Every now and then you'll get something that's sealed, but these are all records that, you know, either came from our original collection or that we've bought back over the years. In addition to buying back record collections, we also do book buybacks. And so I'd say we've got about 15,000 records in our collection, and at the moment, probably somewhere around 45,000 books. Of course, not all of them are on display. Most of them are where my wife wishes she could park her car. So people are always curious to find out how we got our records. Like I had mentioned, I do have a partner in this part of the business, and we were lucky to bring in, at the time, about 30,000 records that he had consolidated from closing down his stores. Nowadays, mainly our main source of records is buyback from customers, though we also do some auctions and buying personal collections from people as well. For the most part, I would say our collection is comprised 80% of rock and roll. We do have a really, really great jazz and blues selection, though. Some awesome world music and some oddities, as we like to call them, just some weird stuff that somehow found its way to vinyl. And while you might not listen to it all the time, might be something fun to keep for your collection. We also do offer actually a few select pieces of brand new vinyl I had omitted before. We work with local bands. So right now we've got a couple of different albums of theirs, and these are folks that live in our neighborhood, but are also local Chicago musicians. And then we also work with Trouble in Mind Records, which is a label based out of the Portage Park neighborhood here, but has bands from all over the world, some really, really incredible talent, and we're super happy to feature their records as well. From a book perspective, most of what we feature is, I would say, we've got a very healthy fiction collection. We've got some great local books as well, and we really love true crime, horror, and sci-fi. We've got some fun comic books and manga books and trade paperbacks, stuff for people of all ages, and of course some really nice history, do-it-yourself books, and just about a little bit of everything. A great art selection as well. And then in the back, we feature a really robust kids selection, and then along our wall is kind of where all the new releases come in. We change it out by the season, and like I said originally, we probably have about 45,000 books in our collection, and at any given time, you'll see about 10,000 on display. Just to wrap it all up, we're really, really happy being here and being a part of the neighborhood. Perkolator has taken on a life of its own. It's grown to be something bigger than we could have ever imagined. I'm really glad that we decided to open a shop in our neighborhood. I think that that's what makes the difference. When people see us every day, they see how hard we work to make this place wonderful for the community. It's funny because a record shop doubles as our quiet room. I've got some folks in the back that are probably trying to study over my big mouth here, but we want people to be comfortable here, whether you're working or playing. If you got kids and a family, everybody's welcome. I've got knitting circles. I've got a mahjong club that meets regularly. We've got student filmmakers that come in here, and just about everything in between. So, when we put this place together with the idea of being a neighborhood cornerstone, never in a million years would we imagine that literally all walks of life have kind of taken to us and made us their second living room. And we're really proud. It's a big responsibility to have. That's why we keep the coffee hot, we keep the food fresh, we keep the service friendly and the store clean. We understand that it's our job to earn that repeat business and to live up to the promise that we make every day. So, next time you're in the Portage Park neighborhood, I hope you have a chance to stop in. If not, send a friend, send a loved one, send an enemy. We'll take them all in. Thank you so much to the Coffee News Network for featuring us today. It's an honor and a privilege both to speak with you and to serve our community on a regular basis. I'm Joe Basilone for Perkolator Coffee, signing out. Thank you so much.